This professional website was created by Claude, but here's the crazy part. I have the exact same website in WordPress that can be edited using Elementor. So over here in Elementor, I can click over here and I can adjust the content. And if I scroll down, this is a heading, this is a text element, a button, an image, a counter. But wait, there is more. If you take a look at the website created with Claude, we can go to knowledge base and tutorials. Those are custom post types. If I click on it and I scroll down, I can filter things over here based on a letter. I can click over here and then API will be explained in a few words in plain English. I think this looks amazing. Can we do the same within WordPress? Yes, we can. Over here in WordPress, I go to the knowledge base, scroll down, I click on backup. Look at this. Within Elementor and WordPress, it is displayed exactly like on the website with Claude. If I want to add a knowledge base item, I go to the backend, to knowledge. I can click on add new knowledge base item and I can create one. Or I go to Claude and I say create 26 new knowledge base items. I hit enter. So right now we have 52 entries. And now 3 minutes later, if I refresh the page, look at this, 78 entries. I scroll down. There's Estra, just added. Look at this. After a lot of trial and error, I finally found the best prompts that you can use in order to create an amazing website using Claude. Then the best prompts to bring that Claude website towards WordPress using Elementor. And then how to add custom post types like this and display it beautifully like this within a WordPress website. So with the design skills from AI and the convenience of WordPress, it's a big win-win. So if you want to learn how to create websites like these, then let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, I assume you already have a Claude account. If you don't have that, let's go to ferdy.com/Claude. Sign up using your email address, confirm your email address, then fill in some details. And then I can start for free if I want to, if you just want to figure things out for yourself. If you want to go for Pro, $15 or 15 euros per month. With this, you get better results, especially when you're going to create websites. And then there's Max. If you're going to create a lot of websites, then this is the plan for you. I go for the Pro plan, pay per year. I fill in my details. I agree over here. And then I click on subscribe and pay. And then download Claude for your desktop by clicking on the link over here. So it's pretty straightforward. I download this. I drag it over here. Then I open applications. I search for the C. There it is, Claude. Then I need to log in with my Claude login details. Then you see this over here. The first thing I want to do, click over here, go to your name, settings, and then a general, change the appearance to dark. So this part is super important. Here we're going to say to Claude what kind of website we want to create. Well, first of all, decide over here what you want to use. Opus 5 or Fable 5. I prefer Opus 5 over here. It's also a lot cheaper. You can change the effort. I leave it at high. And then say what you would like to say to a company that will make your website. So I just start writing what the website I have in mind, and then I'll show you how you can improve the prompt. So what I said over here, make this prompt for Claude Opus 5 better. So we're going to create a prompt that will be improved. And that's the prompt we're going to send to Claude. And I say I want to create a website using WordPress and Elementor and the free version of Blocksy. And I want to use NovaMira as MCP. So it will know that when it's creating the website in HTML. I have a YouTube channel. This is about my website. And I want to teach people how to make a website. And I want to have a website with an overview of my latest tutorials and what I can do for people. So here I talk about my landing page, the homepage. And then I talk about a knowledge base. I want to have a knowledge base with a lot of terms, MCP, CSS, HTML, NovaMira, Elementor, WordPress, so that people can learn what that is. And that's also a great way to be found better in the search results. I already have a website, Ferdy.com, and I will give Claude permission that it can use information from the current Ferdy.com. So I can say, make this prompt for Claude Opus 5 better in Opus 5. Or you can go to ChatGPT. I prefer ChatGPT. I think it's better in creating prompts. So I paste it over here. Then I hit enter and then it will come up with a prompt for me. But I leave it to you. You can use ChatGPT or Claude. Here you go. Look at this. This is a prompt I would not be able to create in a few minutes, but ChatGPT can do that. So what I do, I copy the prompt, I close this, and then I paste it over here. Get rid of this one. So there it is. And now here, Opus 5, hi. I click on send message. And now a website will be created. If this is too small for you, Command, Control, plus, you can make it bigger. So here it is after 10 minutes. So here's the index. Everything is a single file. I can download the zip, download and open. I go to site to index.html. The first thing I see is there's a placeholder image over here. It moves. More than 1 million subscribers. And by the way, this is my current website where it got inspiration from. I paid a lot of money for this website. There was a whole team of people that said, you know what, Ferdy, we can do this for you and help you to generate so much more revenue and also be found better in the search results. I'm happy with the domain, ferdy.com. I'm happy with the website. I think it looks nice. Not happy with the results, but it is what it is. That's the whole thing of doing business. Sometimes things work, sometimes things don't work. We just keep on going. So now we have this website. I really like it. What I also see is that this is not full width. So let's fix that. If I scroll down, okay, I like it. Some animations listed among the best places to learn WordPress. Ooh, nice. Tutorials. I like it. I like the colors. I like the style. I like how clean it looks. I think this is amazing. So with Opus 5, you can create amazing websites. Wow. Okay, so let's take a look at this area over here. So what I do, I create a screenshot. Then I go to Claude. I click on the plus, add files or photos. Then I say, make the header on every page full width. Then hit enter. There was a problem. Now it's fixed. So the new version, download and open. It's fixed. I like it, the animations. Learn to build websites the way I wish someone had taught me. Well, that's true. It got this information from Ferdy.com. You can also add other links from other websites as inspiration for design or for content. Nice, the categories. If you click on start here, what happens? Every tutorial in one place, complete builds, no overview. Wow, all the tutorials. So I can filter them. Elementor, automation, OmniSend MCP tutorial, design, everything. I like it, how this is displayed. The knowledge base, every term you'll meet explained like a person would explain it by AI. That's funny. I thought it was funny. So back up, let's click on it. I have to click over here. Maybe I can make this whole clickable. Oh, I need to click on the title. That's weird. Ooh, ooh. That's nice. I can go to the other letters. To blog posts or videos, tutorials. Next one, CDN. Look at this. Even images or images, not images, but wow. Oh man, I love this. It's getting better and better every time I use it. We can implement email marketing, really nice. Wow, the footer, links, affiliate disclosure. That's not a real page, so I should go to Claude and say that it should be a real page. But overall, really nice. And I'm convinced that everything will be looking great on other devices. That is in a lot of times the case these days. Okay, how about a phone? Really nice. So now I should go through every single area of the website and then say what I want. For instance, I don't want a homepage. So I go to Claude and I say, remove the homepage from the header. People can click on the logo. Next, go to the website. Later on, I will replace this image. Latest tutorials, exactly what I asked for. Show the latest 3 tutorials. Wow, I like the design, the colors. Here you go. Here you go to the tutorials with the categories. Shorter reads. I can say over here, I want to get rid of the articles area on the homepage. Go back to the website. I like it. If I want to change something, just say it over here. Change the subject, make a screenshot, say, hey, over here, change the content. I really like it. How about the About page? I've been building a website since 1999. An image of me, maybe in 1999. I have an image of myself from a long time ago. I could use it over here to show people that I was already making websites at the time. This should be replaced. It says what it wants. So what I could do in my case, I could go over here, grab these images and place them over here. Wow. Wow, a timeline. Hey schat.
Zet de camera nu op pauze?
Nee.
Komt het op internet?
Nee, ik ga het niet op het internet plaatsen. Oh man, I really like this. So make all the adjustments you want over here. Just say what you want, hit enter. And if it comes with a new version, check it out until you're happy with the result. And if you are, then we can start to export this website and implement it into WordPress and Elementor. So what I want to do, I want to place this website in a WordPress website made entirely with Elementor that I can adjust if I want to. And if I want to add blog posts, I can do that through WordPress. So how to go from Claude design to WordPress, that's what I'm going to show you right now. What we need for that is a domain name. What is a domain name? A domain name is the address of your website. And what we need is web hosting. What is web hosting? It's a computer that's turned on 24/7 where you can store all the files of your website, all your images, emails, everything. I'm going to use Hostinger for that. With Hostinger, you get a free domain name and it's really easy to set everything up, install WordPress. So within a few minutes, we're up and running. So let me show you how to get a free domain name and how to get web hosting. Let's go to ferdy.com/web hosting. Hit enter. You can also click on the link in the description or in the first comment and then go to this website. And then I click on start now. Here you see if you somehow don't like the service, you get a free domain and you get web hosting, which is what you need in order to store your website on the internet so others can view you. Then you can get your money back, no questions asked. I click on start now. And then over here, I can choose 3 plans. And I can tell you for this website we're going to make, the premium plan is enough. So first I want to choose 12 months. Then I click on choose plan. Then over here, I have a coupon code for you. I can give you 10% extra discount. So fill in Ferdy, hit enter. And then you get a free domain and web hosting for a year for just $52.14. Then I click on continue. I need to create an account. So I will fill in my details over here. Email. I create a password and then I click on register. Then I need to fill in my billing details. Ferdy, Korpershoek. My address is not necessary. And if I have a company, I can have my company details over here. And then the taxes will be subtracted. I click on continue. And depending on where you come from, there are local payment methods. So I can pay with Apple Pay, Google Pay, PayPal. It can be that you see different payment methods because you're from a different country. I will go with credit card. And then I click on submit payment. Congrats, your journey begins now in 3, 2, 1. There you go. The great thing is Hostinger comes in a lot of languages. So right now I see my main language, Dutch. I can change it over here. And every time I open this, I see more languages. So I will go for English. If you see your language over here, you can choose that. I go for English. Hello, for who is this website? Is it for yourself or are you creating a website for someone else? It's for myself or my business. I click on next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? I want to create a new website. Next. Do you want to use WordPress or the Hostinger website builder? I want to use WordPress. So I click over here. I click on next. And then I can create the login details for my website. So I will change my email address and I will create a password. I click on next. Do you want to create a website with AI or pre-build a website and themes? Well, in this case, I will skip this and I click on create a blank website. And now look at this, you have one free domain available. It can be .com, it can be in your local extension. So let's choose one. I will go for WebDivine 3. And then as you see, it's free for 1 year. I will go with the .com version. You can also scroll down to see more extensions. I go for .com and then I click on next. Register your domain. Is it personal or is it for your business? I go for personal. I click on next step. And now I need to fill in my details. So let me do that. I scroll down and I click on finish registration, confirm your email address. I click on register. And now it says finishing your domain registration. This is really important. And now it's asking, where is your target audience located? Well, by default, the closest one will be chosen for me, which is the United Kingdom. It's next to the Netherlands. But if I want to focus on people from the United States, I would choose one of those. So if I go for LA, I would go for this one. If I focus on New York, I will go for this one. So I will focus on people from the United States. I click on this one. But the great thing is through CDN, Hostinger will make sure that your website is loading fast from any place in the world. But right now it's the best to choose the closest server to your focused audience. So if you're focused on the United States, I would choose one of those three. I click on next. And now WordPress is installed on our brand new website. This can take a few minutes, so we have to be patient. Awesome. Right now we are in the backend of our WordPress website. And what we see right now is that this is our temporary domain name. Why? Because our real domain name, which we just have chosen for free, can take 10 minutes before it gets active. In some cases, it can take an hour, and in real rare cases, it can take 24 hours. Most of the time, it is within 10 minutes. So what I will do, I'll go to the H panel by clicking here. Here I see my domain. In the meanwhile, it says verify email to register. So what I will do, I will go to my email account to confirm my domain. So over here, it says verify your email address. I click on verify email. So that's done. I close this. And now what I will do, I will enter my new domain over here. What I see, it's already live. So that's amazing. It took 2 minutes. So what I will do now, I will click on WP admin. And now, as you see, I am live on my brand new domain. The connection is secure, which is really important. I close this and this. And now I want to tell you about the front end and the back end of the website. If I click over here, I go to the dashboard. This is the back end of the website. This is where we can adjust our website. So I can place blog posts, I can add media, PDFs, images, videos. I can create pages like the home page, the about page. If I have blog posts, people can leave comments and I can approve them or reject them. I can change the look and feel of my website with WordPress themes. We can add additions to our website with plugins, like to optimize our website for the search results or add page builders or contact forms. We can add other users and give them certain roles so people can do things on our website. There are a few tools available, export things, import things. There are WordPress settings, and when you install plugins, those will also appear over here. So one of the plugins is Lightspeed Cache. So if you add more plugins, this list will become longer. So this is the back end of our website. If I click over here, I go to the front end of our website. And right now it looks ugly, but I will make it better. I go back. Here we can adjust the website. Here we can see the result of our website. Now, before we're gonna import our website towards WordPress, I want to clean up our website so we have a really nice starting point. Let me show you how. In order to clean up our website, the first thing I want to do, I want to dismiss this message. Then I want to go to the screen options, turn everything off over here. So when we are here at the dashboard, it looks clean and not overwhelming. Then I go to plugins, and you see when you install a new WordPress website at Hostinger, there are a few really nice tools that you can use. One of them is Cody. And right now I want to get rid of them all. And then later we can install the plugins we want to use. So right now I click over here, bulk actions, deactivate. So I deactivate all the plugins, apply. Then I select them again, bulk actions, delete, apply, hit enter. And you see now Lightspeed is not over here anymore. Then I want to go to pages. I want to get rid of all the pages. So I click over here, bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, go to the trash, empty the trash. Then I want to go to the post. There's a default post. I can click on trash, go to the trash, empty the trash. Now I want to go to appearance, themes. There are 3 themes. There's only one active. Right now it's the most left one. So I click over here, theme details, delete. Okay. And also this one, theme details, delete. Okay. Then I hover over here. I see howdy and then my email address. I click on edit profile. Here I can change the look and feel of my backend. I want to use the default one. If you want to use another one, go ahead. And then I scroll down. Right now it says howdy info. I want to change that. So my first name is Ferdy. My last name is Korpershoek. My nickname, I can change that. My nickname can be Ferdy Corp if I want to. And then display name publicity as, I can choose all those options. I say Ferdy Korpershoek. Well, let's say Ferdy, because the last name is a little bit hard to pronounce. So now it says howdy Ferdy. If I write a blog post, it will say it is written by Ferdy. If you want to show your last name, change it over here and it will be changed on the whole website. I bring it to Ferdy. I scroll down. If you want to have a profile picture, you can get that by linking your email address to a Gravatar account. I hold Command and I click over here. This costs $50 per month and then you can show your image over here. Really important. No, I'm kidding. It's totally free. Your free avatar. So you create an account, get started now. You upload an image. Make sure you use the same email address as you use over here on your website, and then an image will appear over there and it will also be shown when you create a blog post. You can set a new password if you want to. And over here I can update my profile. So now it says howdy Ferdy instead of howdy email address. So I go to settings, general, and over here make sure there is an HTTPS. Over here, the time zone, I change it to Amsterdam. I focus on people from Amsterdam. The date format, I can change that. I can change the time format if I want to. I change it to PM. Save the changes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to install a few plugins. The first one over here, ferdy.com/Elementor. We're going to use the free version. We're not going to use the pro version. And before you could find the download link over here for the free version. Now you can't find it. So what you can do, you can go over here to plugins, add a plugin. I search for Elementor. It's the best page builder in the world, the best free page builder. I love it. More than 10 million active installations. I click on install now. Then I activate it. Then it can be that you will be redirected to a setup wizard. I prefer not to use it. So what I will do, I go to my URL and I say everything after WP plugin. I remove it and I go back to the backend. The second tool we're going to use the free Blocksy theme. In my opinion, the best free theme in the world. So I go to ferdy.com/Blocksy. Also here, we're going to make use of the free version. There is Blocksy Pro. We're going for the free version. And if you cannot find it, again, you can go to Appearance, Themes, add a theme, and I go for Blocksy. There it is. I click on install. I activate it and it comes with a plugin that you will see over here. If you don't see that, then go to plugins, add a plugin. I search for Blocksy Companion. Install now and activate. Okay, so far so good. The front end looks like this now. Well, there's a lot of space for improvement. The last tool we're going to use, very important, we're going to use NovaMira. That's a tool, an MCP. It's a bridge between Claude and WordPress with Elementor. So in order to get that, we go to ferdy.com/NovaMira. Hit enter. I like to keep statistics, like how many people are clicking over here. This is an affiliate link, but we're going to use a free version. If you decide to upgrade, then I get a commission. So thank you for that. We're going to download it for free by clicking here. You can sign up if you want to know more about the latest news, latest updates. I think this is the future, using Claude AI tools, a lot of different tools, and then integrate them into WordPress so we can make use of the amazing system of WordPress. I love WordPress. I still do. But before I start to become emotional and stuff, I will just continue with the tutorial. I click on download zip. There it goes. I go to WordPress, to plugins, add a plugin, upload a plugin, And then I click over here and I drag it here. And then I click on install now. Then I want to activate the plugin. Awesome. One more plugin. If I click on add plugin, really important, we need to get emails from people that want to do business with us. So I want to have a form and I'm going to use WP Forms for that. There it is, WP Forms. A lot of installations, more than 5 million. And we're going to be 5,000,001. I click on install now. Such a coincidence that every time there are exactly 600,000 active installs. And if I click, I'm 600,001. Wow. Look, like, how big is the chance that 2 different plugins exactly... Okay, let's activate WP Forms. So, close all this stuff. Now, I want to take a look at the configurations of Elementor. We need to set it up in a way that everything will work. So this setup is really important. I go to Elementor. I click on it. And I go to Editor, Settings. There you go. I go to the Atomic Editor. And if it says Activate the new experience, great, leave it like that. If it says deactivate, click on deactivate. Then we go to features and we'll make sure that the container is active, not default or inactive, active. I save the changes. And then we want to connect Claude with our WordPress website, but there's one more thing. You need to have Node.js installed on your computer. So I say Node.js. You can find it over here on Google. It's a search engine, really nice, google.com. And then over here I want to get Node.js for my Mac. You can also try not to use it, but then you will get a prompt from NovaMira you need to plug in. So that's all you need. Install it, continue, etc. I already installed it, so I don't use this. I close this. Now I want to go to my website over here. NovaMira is on. I go to NovaMira. Then check this, save the settings, choose an authentication method. I prefer this one, that's really straightforward. Then I select Claude Desktop. And now I need to go and copy this. I go to Claude Desktop. So let's go to Claude, not calendar, Claude. Then I click over here. So I see all this stuff. Then I go to Ferdy, to settings. Then I go to connectors. I click on add. Oh, by the way, now I see NovaMira, my WordPress. If you want to make sure that you see which is which website, then go to your website, go to settings, general, and I change this to ferdy.com, Claude website. So I save the changes. So this is the title of my website. So if I link it with Claude, I do not see all the time the same thing over here. Now I go to add a custom connector. Then at name, I paste the name that I got from NovaMira. Sorry, let's go back to NovaMira configuration. Click over here, desktop app, copy this one, and then the server URL, copy this one. I go to Claude and I paste it, and now I click on add. Checking the connection. We're not connected yet, so let's click on connect. I click on authorize Claude, so Claude can work together with WordPress through NovaMira. I give NovaMira authorization to do that. I open Claude. It's now connected. What I see over here, the read-only tools are always allowed, but when we're gonna delete things or write things on our brand new website, it needs approval. I leave it up to you. I prefer to say always allow, so I don't, if I go away when the website will be created, I go downstairs, sometimes I need to approve things. I prefer that everything will be approved. So I can say always allow over here. I close this. Now, really important, I want this amazing website to go as smoothly as possible towards Elementor. So I can edit it, I can adjust it. I think this looks amazing. If this can be created in Elementor, that would be amazing. And then I want to add knowledge base items and tutorials. So what I will do in order to make this as smooth as possible, I've done this a lot already, And every time I think my instructions should be more clear, so I go to ferdy.com, then I click on search, Claude, and then I search for the one, this one, create a website with Claude, WordPress, and Elementor. And then there's this prompt over here, the second one, instructions for Claude. You can leave your website over here. Copy this. And since this is a website with a knowledge base and tutorials, I will give it some extra instructions. So let me go to Claude. I paste this prompt, make sure your website is over here. And then I say, for the knowledge base and for the tutorials, please install the plugin ACF, create the custom post types, knowledge base and tutorials, and fill that with the content from Ferdy.com. So tutorials from Ferdy.com and from the knowledge base from Ferdy.com. Make the width of the website 1020 pixels. This is enough. So I gave a lot of instructions. Of course, take a look at what I say over here and make sure you adjust it to your wishes. What I'm actually saying is use Blocksy for the header, for the footer, use Elementor for the content, use as much as widgets in the free version as possible. If you really can't create it using the widgets, then create something using HTML, but I prefer not. One more thing, I keep on learning. Use the global colors from Elementor and from Blocksy and make sure they match. So what I will do now, if I'm making a new website, I will implement this into the new prompt. So every time I create a website in Claude and use it for Elementor, I know I can give some better instructions and that can help Elementor to make a better website. So Opus 5, hi. I click over here and now the Claude website we have created, the HTML version, will be transferred to webdesign3.com and then we can edit it using Elementor. I think that's amazing. I will be back when it is finished. So it's now an hour later. I went downstairs, played a game with my son, Fortnite, and now I'm back. And what it says over here, the homepage, hero, and sections are missing a loop grid. That's true because Elementor, the free version, doesn't have a loop grid. So what I can do, I can go to the website, then I can go to plugins, add a plugin, and then I can search for Elementor Essential add-ons. I click on install now, more than 2 million installations. I click on activate. I skip all these steps. Next. So I'm only searching for the grid, the post grid. There you are. Next. That's all. Skip for now. A lot of advertisements for other things. Okay. So now I've done this. Go back to the dashboard. Now I go to Claude and I say I installed essential add-ons. You can use the loop grid from essential add-ons. And again, it can be that it has some questions and then answer those and then you're good to go. So the next step is that Claude can export the images from my website towards WordPress, but it takes some extra tokens. So it says you should do it yourself. So what I can do, I can click on download and open, go to your zip file of your WordPress. If you don't have it, ask for a zip file. Here it is. I go to assets, images, and here are a few images. So what I will do, I'll go to my website to media, add media, and then I'll drag all the big files. You know what, let's do them all over here. And then I say the images are uploaded. Good luck. And it starts continuing to work on my website. So Claude has another question, rightfully so. It says, hey, I'm creating a knowledge base area and I'm creating a tutorial area. Normally we have pages and posts and media. We need to have other custom post types. So the question is, shall I install advanced custom fields and use it to create those two custom post types or custom fields to post types? And I'm talking about the knowledge base and about tutorials. I totally understand it. The thing is, if you use custom post types and you want to use them in Elementor, you want to use Elementor Pro. You need to use Elementor Pro. So let's see what it will do when I'm not going to use Elementor Pro and still keep using the free version. Let's see what it comes up with. So I say, sure, go ahead, install ACF and create the custom post types with the needed taxonomies. Taxonomies. And it starts working again. So step by step, we're getting there. I just got a message that the website is finished. So I go to the browser. I go to the homepage. Okay, the front end looks great. The question is, how does the back end look? Let's see. Okay, so I can replace this image with my own image. There was a counter over here. My latest tutorials, so they fetched it from ferdy.com. Nice animation. It looks great. The question is, how does it look in Elementor itself? Okay. I like it. Let's go to our current website. This area, you see this is a little bit less wide. This looks different, okay? I could make screenshots, say, hey, take a look at this area. That could be better. So let's go to the Elementor one. So how does it, oh wow, the footer. Wow. Nice, is it made in, yeah, the Blocksy theme, I think so, customizer. Yes, it is made with the Blocksy theme, also the header. Oh wow. Here it is like this. By the way, it also asks me if they want to add a contact page. So that's why I have a contact page. It's not rounded, but it's okay. The hover, when I'm on top, is like this. How is it over here? Okay. Wow, it did it in Blocksy and Elementor. Okay, let's go back. Let's take a look at About. So I can replace this. Oh, nice. The timeline. Some numbers again. If I click on Browse the tutorials, does it go there? Yes. Nice. I can filter them. Block, affiliate marketing. It seems tutorials, it looks almost exactly the same also with those things over here. The knowledge base. Wow. Wow. If this is made in Elementor, that would be crazy. JavaScript. This looks cool. Wow. All made with Claude. All this information is from Claude. I can jump to a different letter. FTP. Then there's the contact page. So let's take a look at the homepage. And now the big question is, how does it look in Elementor? Edit with Elementor. Okay, containers. So over here, this is a heading. So let's say I have 2 million subscribers. Okay, it maintains a style. So this is an element of Elementor with a nice styling. Over here, it's a heading. Over here, it's a text element. Yes. Button. Oh man, we're using the native widgets over here. Oh, it's even floating like this. I like it. So how does this work? This is not an element. I can add an element, so it's not a an image. So let's go over here. Container. Okay, Then there's this first container. Let me collapse this. Then there's the second container. Okay, in that container. Wow. Oh, of course. It's probably because of this area. So, okay, over here there's the container. Let's take a look. If I go to style, I want to add an image. Wow. Those are from my tutorials. They fetched it from Ferdy.com. Select files. I go to the desktop. Ferdy. Select. Okay. I click on, let me see, attachment, no, display size, cover. Okay, let's publish it and see what happens. Okay, let's take a look at that. Over here, what is this? It's a counter, that's good. So how does it get this style with the gradient? Let's take a look at advanced. So we use native elements, widgets, but they make use of CSS classes. Then the question is, I assume that in the customizer. Yeah, wow. So there are a lot of CSS styles. Okay. My question is, can this be brought back to more native styles? But either way. So this is the post grid. Is that, yeah, that should be from the thing I asked it to add, essential add-ons, or I added it myself. Wow. So text, heading, heading, text, heading, button, and then with the styles, advanced of the classes. Okay, that's how it works. I think in the future it will be more native. So more styles from within Elementor itself instead of using an external CSS class. But man, this is what I like, because at the end of the day, what I want is a great looking website that's also functional. So when it comes to tutorials, I want to display my latest tutorials. And that's what's happening over here. If I click on it, ooh, so this is not, of course, what I want. It got the information from Ferdy.com, but this looks ugly. So there's some things we should fix. Let's go back. Okay, let's take a look at the knowledge base. Does it also work if I search for hosting? Only hosting, name service, that's working. Elementor. And now if I want to change something, I just make an image. And I go to Claude and I say, here at the desktop, make the text in the search area on the tutorial and knowledge base page light. Hit enter. So it says it is fixed. I go to Chrome. There is orange. If I refresh this and I start typing, it's not orange anymore. So that's how you can make changes. So if I take a look at the website, now it's a matter of taking a look at what I want to change. And the question is, do I want to change it in WordPress or in Claude? So if I want to change this text, really simple. I go to Elementor and I change it. That's the way it works. So let's try something. If I go to the knowledge base, for every letter, there's one word. So if I go to the backend, I go to knowledge. What I can do, I can create a new one, add knowledge base items. So let me take a look what has Claude created for me. I can have categories over here. Letter, which letter is it? Topics. Or I can go to Claude and I say, let's create a new knowledge base article for every single letter. So a total of 26. Use related keywords to the tutorials I create. I hit enter. So now instead of doing it myself, it will be done for me. It's quite a big task. 26 new articles for my knowledge base. Let's see how well it goes. And if this works, I believe it's a really nice combination of using Claude in combination with WordPress. Because if we had an HTML website, it would be, then we had to replace everything again. Now we still have WordPress with all the huge benefits from WordPress. I'm a huge fan of WordPress, so I think this is an amazing combination. I'll be back with you when it is finished. So here are the new topics. So if I go to this area, I see all the new letters. So now we have 52 items. So there are 26 more. If I go to the website, and I go to knowledge base, there are 52. So for each letter, there are 2. And if I click on the new one, affiliate link, it's displayed like this. Isn't this amazing? Wow. I can go to the J, JavaScript. I can go to Jet Engine. I love it. So that's how you can add content to your website using Claude. So let's go back to tutorials. Then I scroll down. I go to this one. Look at this. It looks ugly. So what I say here at Claude is make a similar page for the single tutorial pages. Use the same style as the knowledge base single pages, but place the video on top of the page. So over here, if I click on edit tutorial, look at this. We have meta boxes. This is done using ACF. With the free version of Elementor, we cannot create a single page because we need Elementor Pro for that. But look at this, what Claude can do. I hit enter. Okay, so now 2 minutes later, I can refresh this. Look at this. Wow, so much better. With the video, the same style as the knowledge base. And if you want to change something, just make a screenshot and tell it what to do. So what we've done, we created something using Claude, which has an amazing design. We exported it and migrated it to Elementor using NovaMira. And now we have best of both worlds. We can say to Claude that certain things should be done, or we can do things manually. But whatever we do, we have complete control since we're using a WordPress website. So how I see this with ChatGPT, with Claude, with all those tools, you're having a conversation, but not with somebody who's creating your website. Well, actually not a person, but with the AI. So that's how I like to approach it. Just say what I would say to someone that will make my website. Hey, I want to have certain custom post types. Can you create those for me? I want this. Can you make that happen? And that's what Claude can do. Claude created the custom post types. It created some extra taxonomies. And now I have a beautiful website up and running with a beautiful style, nice animations. That is working in Elementor. And I know, of course, if I take a look over here, this is partly because it's an external class, but I think over time it will get better and better. And we start to make more use of the native elements without using external classes. So right now it looks like this. At the style, there's no padding. At the style or at advanced, there is no roundings in the background. So if you take a look over here, this is also how it could be done. In the background, have a gradient and have a border with a radius. So what I can say, let's try it as the end. Make a screenshot over here. I go to Claude. I add a photo. And then I say, instead of using an external class, please recreate this header, but only use the settings in Elementor. So you can do this using the background at advanced and the border in advanced. I hit enter. Let's see what will happen. So it got rid of the class and it added everything within the element. So over here it looks like this. If I refresh this, Here in the index file, it looks like this. Let's see how it looks in Elementor. Okay. So, yeah, pretty much the same. If I click on it, I go to advanced. Let's see, there's no more CSS class. If I go to background, I see the gradient. That's good. And if I go to border, I see this over here. So now the question can be, do this to all elements and reduce the CSS file to as small as possible. But what is most important for me, I trust in the future things will become better, that it will be easier to make use of all the settings within the Elementor widgets. Right now I'm happy with how it looks, and what I also like is I can add tutorials, I can add knowledge-based items, people can reach out to me. So people can fill in their name, their email address. So I'm happy. I don't know if I already showed you. This is how it looks on other devices. The menu, about. Of course, if I want to replace this image, edit with Elementor. Grab some images and click over here. Go to style, change the image. Cover. There you go. So now we can click on things and adjust them. I love this. Bring this to the center. I can say here at advanced, go to width, change it to custom, make it in pixels. 700, bring it to the center. Some extra spaces over here. There is a lot we can do. So that is the way the cookie crumbles. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you get stuck. Every website is different. What's really important is the prompt. Say exactly what you want, and that will be a huge benefit in the whole process. I think it will still be developing. Things will get better and better, and then we are the big winners because we can make use of Claude, of AI, and of WordPress. I think WordPress is going nowhere, and thanks to tools like this, WordPress is staying relevant, and then we can use the best of both worlds. My name is Ferdy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Feel free to like the video, subscribe, and ask questions if you have any. Okay, ciao!